Hey guys, here's a little bite-sized nugget I'm calling slowly, carefully. Right? I'm sure you've said that to your toddler at some point when they're like carrying a glass of water or something. So, in the last episode, I briefly touched on multitasking, and I think multitasking is like the death of motherhood because we sometimes think we can do multiple things and we can't. And if we try doing multiple things, and then we factor in the loose cannon, which is our kids, we end up chasing our tails. We end up getting like overstimulated and kind of crazy. But I had this moment that I want to share, kind of highlighting all the shit I've been talking about recently, right? Which is, okay, so let me preface this with a little story. So, live in my little stone cottage built in 1890. This was a tiny hunting cottage by local lore. This started off as just like a little clapboard hunting cottage. Then throughout the years, owners added on to it, and they did a really nice job. The outside is all stone. It looks like it's a stone cabin in the middle of the woods. It's got some gingerbread facing, so it's got a very Hansel and Gretel look. It's very, very cute. But what has happened is people have added things on, and so the piping for my kitchen is like it's in one end of the house, right? And my house isn't very big, but the basement is like a crawl space. So when I got an addition put on for my bedroom, the basement became like a hunched over walking space. Yeah, you can't stand straight up. And then as you go towards the kitchen, so in the opposite direction, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And so my kitchen piping is like literally you would have to do flatter than an army crawl to get to that piping. So suffice it to say that piping has been there forever, and no plumber wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole because it's so cramped. Yeah. And the piping is bad. Like, if you continually take stuff from my faucet, you can see like copper particles and stuff. So we get water delivered. Now, Pascal recently said, but we shower in that water. And I was like, yeah, I think it's okay. Although my bathroom plumbing is newer. So we get water delivered, and it's in the other room because there's not enough room in my kitchen for the 5-gallon jug, and it's got a dispenser. And I use a 1/2-gallon mason jar that we constantly fill up for the kitchen. And so the other day I was filling up the mason jar, and I was doing something, and the water comes out quick out of the spigot. And I was so impatient, and I was like, oh, what else? I wish I could just like leave this here, so I could go do something else. Dude, it takes like, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds to fill this thing. And I just recognized my own impatience. And I literally had a laughing moment because I was like, where the fuck you going, Jamie? Like, what is so important that like this is like a bump in your day, And it just made me realize again about like, I know I preach like slow down, slow down, slow down, but like, where are we going in such a rush? We're so busy and we need more time-saving things. And I think I talked about this like in the bite-sized nugget about like even food delivery, which I understand why we get our groceries delivered, but we're so busy we can't procure our own food. And so, but where are we going? Like, where are we going? And I asked that like in earnest, and I asked that kind of heartbroken because I just feel like all of us are in such a rush to get to the next thing. And what is the next thing? Why is the next thing so important? And then I'm telling you right now, you're going to cry like a baby when your kid moves out. Like it goes so fast. You're going to be like, why didn't I slow down? And I guess this might be just one of those timeless things where the people of older kids tell you, slow down, enjoy it. And you're like, yeah, fuck off. I'm busy. I can't enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean? So maybe this is just an unending cycle that just continues and continues. But I beg of you to consider, even with Maverick, like Maverick just wants love, like all dogs, right? And so when we first got him and he was a puppy, I didn't work for 2 weeks. He was so freaking cute. I never had a puppy. I never had a puppy in my home. And I was like, this is, oh my I will die for this baby. And I just would have to stop every time I saw him. He was so stinking cute. I'd have to sit with him. And now he kind of gets up my butt some days. And it's literally because he just wants me to pet him. He wants love. He wants me to be there with him. And so I've taken some more time where I'm like, oh, I can stop and pet the dog for 7 minutes. Like nothing's going to drop out of the sky if I'm not like doing the next thing. Because my to-do list is endless. It's just endless. And I'm over ambitious about it every single day. Haven't learned my lesson every single day. I have started to think maybe to do my to-do list at night when I'm tired, and maybe it'd be more realistic instead of when I'm like super jacked up and happy in the morning. Yeah, thinking about that. But I like being over ambitious. But anyway, I've spent more time snuggling him. And I think the lesson is I want you to spend more time snuggling your kid, right? I just beg of you to consider, like, we rush through our days. We rush through everything becomes this endless treadmill. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now it's dinner. Now it's laundry. Now it's this. Now it's this, that I think we can lose sight. And so that's just my little cautionary warning. Like I'm definitely not as pressured as you guys. I know I'm not. And I have impatience for 40 seconds to fill a stupid water jug for clean water. It just made me really stop and think, like, what are we doing? I feel like I say that a lot now. Like, what are we doing? Where are we rushing to? And is it worth it to rush to the next thing that makes us rushed for the next thing? I don't know. All right. I hope this finds you not rushing as best you can. I know pressure, parenting is just so pressured right now, but I hope you find time to slow down and pet the babies. All the babies, the furry babies and the human babies. All right, that's all. Bye.